All right, we are live from Hollywood, from the City of Angels, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Time for the 5th Energy Awareness Training. I'm Glenn Ackerman, your energy host and master for the evening. How you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, so can you believe it's number 5 already? Wow, it's pretty cool. So I hope that you are really taking to heart everything I've been teaching you. And if you have, you're going to start noticing some life-changing events. Just check on here and see how we're doing. Great. All right. So I want to start, I've got a lot to give you. I'm just going to give you content tonight, but I want to make sure that you guys are on track. There's a couple of ways that people do this workshop and a training sequence. You know, they listen and they view it as entertainment and they go, that's really interesting. And they listen to the content and don't do the exercises. So if you listen to the content, all you're going to get is entertainment. And I'm very entertaining, as you guys know, but you're not going to get the full value. So I want you guys to have the full value of what you're getting here. So that means being involved, doing the exercises, and having periods of growth, so that you guys should be getting a lot of ahas by now. A lot of ahas. Ooh, notice this, notice that. I want to hear about some of your ahas too. So go ahead and you have some ahas. Go ahead and write it down. Love to hear how you're using the energy and the tools. So I want to start off tonight. Before we start, I start just going into new methods and techniques and reviewing. I want to start off tonight by telling you about 3 friends of mine. And the first friend is a real estate expert. And I drive around the neighborhood with him, and he sees rental units. He sees tear downs and new construction. He sees he sees all these things. I'm just driving down the block, just looking, houses on the street, apartment buildings and stuff. But his eyes are seeing things that I'm not seeing. He's seeing money here, money there. He's seeing opportunities. And he's been doing this for quite a while, and he's very wealthy. So I got to hand it to him. And I think that's kind of interesting. I'm driving down the street with him, and I just see buildings. But what he sees are opportunities. He's looking at something a little bit differently in the way I'm looking at it. And as a result, because he sees things differently than the average person, he can see opportunities that the average person can't, which is why he's doing so well in real estate. And I marveled at that. So that's my first friend. I have another friend who's a business guy in the stock market. And as you guys know, the stock market's a jungle. It's just a jungle. But this friend can navigate his way through that jungle. And he knows when to sell. He knows when to buy. He knows when to short. He can see the value of something that most people can't. And he can beat the S&P index, the S&P 500 index pretty often. And when I ask him how he does it, he says, it's so obvious. You just look where this trend is heading, and based on what they've done in the past, you can see that this condition is taking place, and when this condition takes place, that this thing always happens. So when I see the emerging, I know what's going to happen in advance, So I take advantage of it, and I make sure that I'm in the right place at the right time. And he has a line that says that the future belongs to those who can see the future and get there before everyone else does. So I thought, well, that's pretty amazing. And again, he does very well too. Friend number 3 probably is more you guys can relate to. He's a master pickup artist, a master, and he's a good friend of mine. And he can see opportunities where most guys can't. You know, we kick it around a lot, and we've been to clubs and stuff, and you know, when we go out and if we were going, you know, out looking or hunting, you know, I'd look around, I wouldn't see much. So we'd separate, and you know, I remember one time we were at the Key Club up here on the Sunset Strip, attending. It was a party for Steven Tyler. It was a birthday party for Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. A very nice guy, comes over a lot. And so we were at this party, and there were a lot of interesting people, but we have a certain kind of girl that we like to date. And so I was kind of keeping my eyes open and kind of knew the survey of how things were going, and we split up, and I thought I had covered every inch of the club, just kind of seeing the situation. And he came down and found this beauty. She was I think one of the managers or something, just a 10. And you know, got her number. I mean, she was working. You know how hard it is to get numbers of girls when they're working. Got her number, and had a nice little friendship going with her. And that would happen all the time. You know, if we'd be at organizations or concerts or everything, he just had a nose where I thought, I don't see anything. His nose he'd be able to spot it. You know, we'd be driving down the street, and you know, 2 blocks away, he'd see it. Oh, look at that over there. Look at that girl. Turn over. Well, you know, investigate it. He just had a talent and a way to be able to see things that the average person didn't see. They want to see it. You know, sure, we'd love to see, you know, opportunities, but either we're not trained or we haven't learned that. So those are 3 examples of friends of mine who are able to see things that other people can't. So what does this have to do with energy awareness training? Well, guess. What you're learning how to do in this series is to be able to see things that other people can't, to recognize opportunities that other people don't, and recognize dangers, potential dangers that other people, or traps that other people will fall into and that you won't. So I really want to impress upon you how important this work is, because it's life-changing work. And for me, I believe it's the most important work and the most important goal that you can achieve, which is energetic freedom, to take this work all the way. Now, this is level 1 class. You guys are learning the basics of energetic awareness, but there are many levels above this too. We're going to be doing a level 2 class here next month too, to keep you learning these skills. But what's important for you to get at this stage in the level 1 class is to get the importance of what you're learning and to understand how to use it. Because I want to teach you tonight, one of the first lessons is the law of paradox. If I haven't already, the law of paradox. Paradox, meaning 2 seemingly opposites. 2 seemingly opposites. And it's really important to your growth and to your development as a human being and as a man to understand that you live in the law of paradox on this planet Earth. Everyone does. And the law of paradox simply states that everything that we see is as it seems sometimes. And other things are not as they seem sometimes. What's the key word there? Sometimes. So in using this energy, you know, what I teach you about high vibration and low vibration. I teach you that high vibration energy is open, it's free, it's expanding, it's intuitive, it's happy, it's joyous, it's free, it's true, it's in your strength, it's flowing, feels great. It contains feelings of gratitude, appreciation, love, compassion, all that good stuff. That's where we want to be. Unfortunately, due to the way the world works in the world of duality, because there's two of everything in this world, we get thrown so often in low vibration energy. Low vibration energy, which is the opposite, dark, stuck, heading down, anxious, worried, stressful, obsessive, compulsive, drama, dark, constricted, addictive, moving down. I think you get the picture. I went through all those. And by the way, I go through these definitions every day. You want to be an expert at the definitions of high vibration and low vibration energy. Why? So that you can spot them. So you can spot them just like this. Now, we know, we went over the energetic laws. Okay, high vibration energy attracts more high vibration energy. Low vibration energy attracts more low vibration energy. Now, okay, you got that. Hopefully you got that tattooed in your brain. Okay, next energetic law. Next energetic law is that low vibration energy comes looking for you. You don't have to look for it. It comes looking for you and your thoughts, feelings, and your emotions. And there's a purpose to these two energies. Now, if we want high vibration energy, we have to look for it. We have to seek it. We have to invoke it, and you're going to learn how to do that in upcoming series in these classes. Now, the thing about the energies that I want you to be aware of is that the purpose of high vibration energy is to take you up, to help you move out of low vibration energy, to have you fulfill your full potential, what you came to this earth to do. Your dreams, your aspirations, your visions. In other words, to take you up, to move you up, to lift people up in happiness, joy, and freedom, and in fulfillment. High vibration energy is all about fulfillment. Low vibration energy is the exact opposite of that. Remember the three things that low vibration energy wants to do. I hope you guys memorize that. Number one, to block you from going into high vibrational energy. That's its job, to block you from going there. Number two, to create chaos, disruption, and pain in your life. And three, for the ultimate purpose is to take you down, and take you out. Now, this force works and is at loose in this planet. And it affects us at a global level, and it affects us at a personal level. Global level, just turn on the 11 o'clock news and you'll see what low vibration energy has been up to today. On a personal level, it's important that you know the definitions of low vibration energy so that you can identify it when you're under the influence of it. That's why it's so important to really grasp that low vibration energy, all the aspects of that, which basically come into any kind of stress, worry, anxiety, chaos, or stress. Those are the big five. Underneath them is hundreds of definitions. But when you're feeling that, you're getting a personal visit from the low vibration energy. Now, to be energetically aware, what you're learning how to do is unlike most people, which are at the effect of these energies, they don't even realize that this is an energetic world and they're being affected by these energies, but you do. So these thoughts that we all have of not being good enough, not being worthy, thinking about the worst possible thing that could happen, all that is not your real thoughts. That's not who you came into this world to be. You came into this world to be high vibrational energy. How do we know? We see babies who just got here, they've been here a short time, coming from enormous happiness and joy, children, happy, joyful. And even if they stub their toe, and cry for a minute, 5 minutes later, they're back playing. So it isn't as we start to move into the process of life that we start to run into low vibration energy and have to deal with that. And the purpose in energetic recovery and awareness is to recognize, to come to a place where you go, okay, I think there's more to life than just what I've been doing, just eating, sleeping, chasing chicks, making money. I think there's a little bit more to it than that, and I want to discover that. Not that any of those things are bad. It's just that you realize that there's, those things on themselves don't bring lasting fulfillment. Why? Because they're physical things. And in energetic awareness, one of the things that we teach is that there's no lasting happiness in the physical world. There's happiness, to be sure, but no lasting happiness, no what we call ultimate fulfillment. And do you remember why? Because in the world of duality, everything that goes up must come down. Everything that goes in comes out. Everything that goes to the left goes to the right, etc. Every wave that goes out comes in and goes out. So there's a permanent duality taking place in this earth, and it's important that you recognize what the energies are. And you remember we talked a lot about, the pursuit of pleasure and pain. Really important that you review that if you haven't, because that's one of the biggest traps to keep people in low vibration energy. Give them a little ounce of pleasure followed by a pound of pain. And you guys are waking up to that fact. So it's really, at this stage of your development, it's really about being conscious and aware that these forces are all around us and that we have to deal with them as part of life. Now, low vibration energy doesn't, wear a sign. Sam, the girl that you meet in the club doesn't say, I'm low vibration energy. I'm going to ruin your life if you date me. Doesn't say that, right? Business deals that you do or jobs you take or decisions that you've made, they didn't have signs on them that says, I'm low vibration. I'm high vibration energy. No, you got involved with them. You hoped you were doing the best you could. You wanted it to work out, but it didn't. So this is the process of being able to discover why things work and why they don't work before you get involved and spend time, effort, and money dealing with it. So what I want you to be alert from in this particular phase of tonight's lesson is that the energies don't wear signs. They don't wear signs of how they're going to work. You have to be able to recognize the energy. Do you remember what I said? Wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to recognize the results of your actions before you do it. Energetic wisdom is the ability to recognize the energy around something before you get involved. Because if you're energetically aware, believe me, all you guys who are watching this, there's going to be a moment where you're going to need everything you learn here, because it's going to make the difference between whether you get involved in something that's good for you or be able to recognize something that looks good but that can hurt you. So this is what it means to be energetically aware. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, etc. I wish I had known this when I was 10 years old. It saved me a lot of pain, stress, and money, but you learn it when you learn it. So we go into this world. Now remember, I'm trying to teach you to be energetically aware, essentially to see the unseen, to see the invisible, to be able to use specs, to be able to have special glasses to see the world in that most people don't have, the magic specs to see, what I talked about below the iceberg. Everybody sees the 10% above the iceberg. Few people see what's below the iceberg. And that's what you're learning how to do here too. So, and I want you to remind you that the low vibration energy doesn't want you to do this work. It doesn't want you to become energetically aware because it's had a hold on you your whole life. It's that thought that says, no, you can't do that. No, that's too much. No, you're not good enough. No, that's not for you. No, don't mosey out of your comfort zone. It's horrible out there. It's fearful out there. It purposes to keep you stuck and to keep you down. And you have to recognize that fact because that's the human condition. This information and the class that I'm giving you, it's not just information. It's an awareness. It's an awareness into conditions that we're living in the world. It sometimes can be life or death. The decisions that you make about whether to get involved with certain things or certain activities or certain people, etc. I know it has been for, a lot of my students and clients have used this to help themselves and also to ward off a lot of potential painful or destructive situations that look good. They don't call this Tinseltown for nothing in Hollywood. Why? Everything looks good. Everybody looks good. Everybody's talking about the world of illusion. And that's what I mean by the paradox factor, that everything isn't always what it seems. And when it's not, it's really not. So I want to keep you alert and aware. It's like, I guess it might be like living over in Israel. You walk around and you feel relatively safe, but once in a while, a terrorist gets, breaks around and causes some stuff there. So you got to be alert. You're not paranoid, but you're alert. And that's what I want you to be with your energetic work. I want you to be alert to all the signs so that you'll get to a point where this just happens naturally. You're so connected to high vibrational energy that, there's no more needing to be aware anymore because that's the way you naturally flow. But that's a skill, and that takes training and it takes time. And remember, we're going for energetic freedom. And remember, energetic and emotional freedom, the ability to be happy, joyous, and free, to be in a high vibrational energy, no matter what anybody or anything else is doing. In other words, to be independently happy and joyful, regardless of what's happening outside yourself, including the girl. And, energetic freedom isn't free. You need commitment and time to work through all the stuff that's been holding you. All this low vibration energy has been holding you back, and it's held us all back. And we didn't even know it yet. We didn't know what this thing. I didn't know what it was. That's how I developed this work, to find out what are these hidden things inside us that are pulling us back. That even though we say we're here and we want to be there, what is it that we take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back? What is that process? It's certainly nothing conscious, but it's something definitely subconscious. It's not that what we see, the tip of the iceberg sticking out of the water. It's the 90% that we don't see. So, the ego mind, as I mentioned last week, the ego mind is that what I call mental terrorist in your head. It's always negative, judgmental, got an opinion about everything, and it's the voice in your head that drives you crazy. And you have to get that that's not you. That voice is not your voice. If you think it is, and you listen to it, you're going to suffer. And this class has been about specifically toning down or turning off that voice and moving from being the effect of that mental terrorist and getting out, disengaging from it and moving into your power spot. We'll review that also tonight. So that's my opening monologue, what I want to teach you guys, because the low vibration energy go, what energy? Everything is the way it seems to be. What's this hidden stuff? Come on. Everything is the way it seems to be. And it will be 2 or 3 or 4 times that you deal with it. But it's the one time that it's not. It's the decision, the big decisions that you make about women, about money, about career, about health, about directions in life. Those are the things that you need to be energetically aware from. And remember, whenever we're vulnerable, the low vibration energy and the ego mind comes to take advantage of us, to attack us. You know, when you're going through a breakup, really attacks you. When you're going through a job change or any kind of move or any kind of uncertainty that comes into our life creates a space. And that low vibration energy wants to fill that space inside you. Why? So it can take you down. Okay, so what I'm teaching you how to do is anytime there's a space, boom, we put in high vibrational energy and we move that energy from low to high. Okay, so we can feel good and keep trucking and have a great life. Okay, I'm going to look at some of these comments here, see how you guys are doing, and answer a few questions about anything that we've covered here before we go on to new material. How would I energetically define confidence? Okay, Chan, that's a good one. Confidence is really part of being connected to high vibration energy. In fact, everybody's going to get some confidence tonight on the call tonight. So, Chan, you're right in line for what we're going to do tonight. There's an energy that you can connect to that can bring you certainty, strength, power, confidence, and make you walk this earth with a lot of power. And I want to turn you on to that power tonight if anybody has any interest. If you don't have any interest, then we can talk about something else. But if you guys are interested in getting power and that confidence tonight, you let me know. All right? Okay. Moving on. Rasmus, hi Glenn, big question. Any tips on how you find purpose in the physical world? Boy, that's a big question, Rasmus. How do I find purpose in the physical world? Well, ultimately, again, if you go over the definitions of high vibrational energy, one of those definitions is service, sharing, empowerment. So just as we feel when we're connected to high vibration energy, we're feeling open, free, joyous, amazing, strong, true, feeling great. The natural order of high vibrational energy says, let's share this. Let's receive all we can. Let's, enjoy, the stuff, because we're physical beings. So if you want to go out and amass physical stuff, great. You want a lot of money? Great. A lot of money is great. You want to have a big house? Great. Big house is great. Fancy car? Cool. All that stuff, hot girlfriend? Great. Just make sure, maybe except for the last one, that you share everything. You got a big house? Great. Have people over. You got a car? Give some people a ride. You're making tons of money? Great. Share some of that with people less fortunate with you. So doing that creates purpose, and every great life that represents high vibrational energy. Nelson Mandela, what made him so great? He wanted to help his people. He wanted to liberate his people, out of political oppression. Okay, that's lifting people up. Mother Teresa, what did she do? She fed the starving and homeless. That's lifting people up. Martin Luther King, same thing, wants to set people free. The Dalai Lama wants to set people free. They're politicians, people who believe, whatever you think about it. I think Bernie Sanders is another guy, whether political or not political, if you listen to him speak, he wants to lift people up. Whether you agree his way or not, he's still about lifting people up. John Kasich was like that politically. They talked about empowering people. They talked about, not just, political issues, but the dignity and the purpose of living and compassion and lifting people up. So you really, all your purpose is found in doing good work in the physical world. So when you're in a high vibration energy, that's a natural byproduct of that. Okay. How to use energy to break through social role. Ooh, is she going to have to explain what social role is? I kind of don't understand that. Okay, how about LVE, which comes to us not in thinking, words, or inner dialogue, but in feelings inside stomach or chest? For example, when I approach a girl, I'm feeling a squeeze in my chest so intense that it's hard to speak. All these reactions come in a millisecond. How do you handle this? Cool, great question. Well, remember, LVE comes to you in your thoughts, in your feelings, in your emotions, just like that. So what happens is that's a clear example of you want to set a goal. You're here, you want to be here. You start moving over here, but there's some kind of energy, there's some kind of force and inside you, and it feels like the tightness in your stomach or your chest, or panic or breathing, etc. What that is, that's an LVE attack. That's an attack from the low vibration energy that's creating some blockage. Remember, you guys, let's make it simple. In energy work, high vibration energy is flowing, energy flowing. Low vibration energy is energy that's stuck or blocked. Okay, so in that particular instance, when you want to meet a girl and you notice this internal resistance, that's low vibration energy. Okay, so in this class, what I'm teaching you how to do is get out of your head, move into your place of power, which is your center point, and start moving this energy. Tonight, I'm going to teach you a really powerful method of giving you more power and more courage and more strength in what you do in the physical world. That's if you guys want to learn that. Okay. Shanaka, I have so much negative self-talk, and this program helping me tremendously. Great. Last Friday was in a negative, low energy state. I was trying to do the PC muscle exercise. It was very hard. It was very hard to come out. It was very hard to come out. Okay. So when you get into a low vibration energy state, what I'm teaching you how to do in this class is, first off, what do I have you do? First thing is to be aware of, I'm in low vibration energy, okay? That awareness should immediately go, I need to take back my energy, okay? I mean, when you're in low vibration energy, you're getting a low vibration energy attack, okay? From you're getting hacked into by this energy, okay? So right then and there, what's the first thing I say? I'm taking back my energy now. And I say it that intensely, because the low vibration energy is going to mess with you unless you have a clear, strong will to disconnect from it and to connect to high vibrational energy. So immediately after I say, I'm taking back my energy now, I recognize low vibration energy, I got to get out of my head. Because even if you're feeling it in your solar plexus or your chest, it's the source of it is because you're in your head. Because you're in low vibration energy moving from the head, and it's stuck in there. So what do I have you do? Remember the formula 5, focus, intention, visualization. Moving down the elevator, moving your consciousness down the elevator, move it down. Boom. It hits the basement at your center point. I went over this in a lot of detail. Get to your center point, okay? Lock it in. Now, what I'm having you do, once it's locked in, just to remember where that spot is I'm having you do the 7 PC exercises. So we do 7 reps, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. And the last one, we hold it for the count of 7. So now when you're squeezing that, you're out of your head and you're down here, okay? Feel the floor underneath your feet. You're getting out of here and down here. And down here, all the way down to your feet. So you're getting in your lower body, okay? So you're getting in your lower body, and then I have you actually say, you know, my center point is my place of power. I'm breathing from here. I'm thinking from here. This is my source of strength right here, okay? So now I'm declaring that, and then I start my energetic breaths. Okay, and the energetic breaths. In through the nose for the count of 6, hold for the count of 3, exhale for the count of 6, pause. Remember last week, we really worked on the pause. The more you work on the pause and just allow yourself to chill in the silence, the more high vibration energy you're going to attract. That's why I have you just pause. And then after the third pause, from the third breath, from breaths 4 through 10, I'm having you take about 10, 15 seconds and go into, remember I say be still, be aware, go into the silence. And going into that silence, it's like a muscle that we're doing. Being able to go out into the silence and hang out there is new for most of you guys, because you're used to the chatter. Well, as we do the breath eliminates the chatter. Getting out of your head eliminates the ego mind. So every time, every rep we go out, it's more quiet. It's more still. And it's in the stillness that you attract high vibration energy, both internally and externally. Okay? And then we did, and then at the last part of that, I have you be still for about 2 or 3 minutes. Now, I want to hear how you guys are doing with this, because this is one of the keys to becoming completely energetically aware and really moving into your power, is the ability to engage in silence. In other words, there's a famous quote that said, most of man's problems stem from his inability to be able to sit quietly by himself in a room for an hour. And why is that so hard? Because of what you're learning. Because unless you move the energy, unless you get out of foreign and hostile territory, which is your head, you're going to be at the grips, under the complete grip of low vibration energy. As long as you're in your head, and as long as you're thinking and going round and round and round, it's gotcha. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's gotcha. You guys, everybody on this call has experienced when it has you, and it won't let you go, and it ruins your whole evening or ruins whatever you're doing. Okay, so, and I'll admit to that. As long as you're in your head, it's gotcha. There's nothing that you can do about it. You can't debate it. You can't beg. You can't plead. No, you got to get out. You got to move that out. Now, if the low vibration energy has been suckering you into going, let's think about it some more. Well, am I really in low vibration energy? Maybe I ate, maybe my stomach, I ate something. As long as you're thinking, you're a goner. So I want you to practice the reflex action of, oh, I'm not feeling good. Oh, I got some fear going up. Okay, I got to take back my energy now. Boom. And I do it that intensely because I'm sending a message to this energy. Hey, you're not running me. I'm taking back my energy. Everybody here on the call can be the master of his own energy as you align yourself with high vibrational energy. Where low vibration energy gets to you is it makes you think that its thoughts are your thoughts, or you know, if you're going to approach a girl and all of a sudden you get a panic attack or something going on. It's going right for your vulnerability. Whatever your vulnerability is, that's where the low vibration energy is going to hit you. Well, I'm too short. I'm too fat. I'm too bald. I don't have enough money. It's just like all your shortcomings right in front of your head, right before you're just about to talk to a girl. Whose thoughts are those? Those are not your thoughts. This is what it means to be energetically aware, you guys. Know where that's coming from, and take immediate action to disengage that low vibration energy. We're giving you the tools on the these first 4 classes that I've done. Now I want to give you some more tools today, but you got to work it. It only works if you work it. So you're learning the tool. You're learning the skill here. Okay, let's see here. A couple more questions and we'll rock on. Okay. The exercises are option. Okay, Rasmus, the exercises are awesome. Question, is it essential to close your eyes when you do the grounding exercise? I do visualization. Okay. Uh, you do visualization easier with open eyes. Well, you're one of the few, but if it works better for you to keep your eyes open, great. For me, remember, it's an internal process. So what I'm doing is I'm working with the energy inside me, not outside me. I'm working with my thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So for most of us, it's better to keep your eyes closed so that you can visualize, the roots going down into the earth. And you can feel the energy. You can visualize the energy moving up to the center point, holding it for the count of 3, visualize it moving back. If you visualize that better with your eyes open, then go for it. But you're a rare bird. Most of us need our eyes closed to concentrate. Because when your eyes are open, like my eyes are open now, even though I want to ground myself, I'm aware of the light, I'm aware of the window, I'm aware of so many things in my vision. So that's why we have the eyes closed. But if it works better for you open, go for it. Okay, a couple more questions here. I think I answered them all. Do I does yoga help with my energy? Absolutely. Yoga does help because it moves energy. Your exercise moves energy. So anytime you're doing energy, any kind of exercise, that's great. And yoga, because there's a lot of mindfulness in yoga, I recommend it highly. Does it move low vibration energy? A little bit. I would say it doesn't. You really have to concentrate on it, but it makes you feel better, and it stimulates endorphins. So I'm all pro yoga. Absolutely, go for it. Okay, couple more here. Let's see. Purpose, I think I answered that one. Confidence, yeah. Do I recommend energy exercise after a meal? No, I don't. I don't recommend energy. It's like, consider doing this as like swimming. Your energy is better before you meal. Why? Because when you eat a meal, I don't even like to have sex after a meal. Why? Because when you eat a meal, you're all the processes in your body concentrate. It's like it's like a Navy ship. When the first food starts coming down, on the ship, they say battle stations, and everybody runs to their battle stations and gets ready for possible attack. There's a process that takes place when you eat, and the blood goes to digest the food, and your whole body has a whole mechanism for mastication, digestion, etc. That's why people get tired after they eat. They eat something, they want to relax after a meal because it slows your energy down. So I recommend definitely waiting at least an hour before you do your energy exercise. Better to do it before you eat on an empty stomach. The more empty your stomach is, the better your exercise, your energy work's going to be. Now, I don't recommend you do it when you're hungry. So I always recommend you be drinking something like I am. Drink this vitamin water here. So you're not hungry. Now, since I do this first thing in the morning, I always make sure that I have a little pineapple juice. I take pineapple juice and I take apple cider vinegar. Yuck. Little dab every morning when I wake up. Stimulates, and also lemon water is really good. It's a cleaner. So and that takes away your hunger for about half hour, maybe an hour, so that you can do your energy work, and then you can go have breakfast and feel really good. Okay, hope that answers that. couple more for collarbone. Collarbone, the collarbone. It's right below it. You can hear it. It's right here. So that's why you do it with 4 fingers. And you know, you can tap it or you can rub it. Probably I should have showed you guys how to rub it. Because if you just rub it like vigorously, I'm covering here, 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 and here. So just rub it vigorously, or you can tap it. But you're not on the bone, you're underneath the bone. This is where that particular point is, that meridian point, right here. So rub it or tap on it, but make sure you're using all 4 of your fingers. Does cold shower and contrast shower help with energy when I finish doing negative energy? Yes, yes. In fact, I have some friends of mine. I have a yogi friend of mine I was talking to today who just took an ice bath for 7 minutes, put himself in an ice cold tub for 7 minutes. So yes, taking cold showers, ice plunges, you know, going to the spa and doing those are great things for your body. Anything you do that's good for your body, you know, exercise wise or massages or you know, plunges, you know, saunas, all that stuff. It's good. But remember, that's good for the body, and that's gonna help you achieve endorphins. But you got to move the energy out. You got to concentrate. Remember, I said energy. Energy flows where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes. So where you put your energy, where you put your attention, is going to expand more energy. So in what you're learning here in this course, we want to put our attention on our high vibrational energy zones. Okay, out of our head to our center point, bottom part of our spine, being into our body, and using the breath, the energetic breath. Okay. Should I get in high vibration energy when I don't feel like it? Well, why wouldn't you feel like it? So, Lewis, let's think about this. So you ask me, how am I doing? I'm okay. Do you want to go into high vibration energy? I don't know. Really don't feel like it. What do you feel like doing? I don't know. Now, am I in high vibration or low vibration? Low vibration energy. Why? Because let's go back to the definitions. Low vibration energy is constricted. It's dark. It's stuck. It's not moving. It's heavy. It's lethargic. Which is everything that I just demonstrated. Not moving. So that's a good question, because I want you to identify that. You could think, well, is that high vibration or low? No. If someone goes, I don't feel like it, notice there's a certain resistance there. There's a that's resistance. That's low vibrational energy. So when we have things to do, procrastination, low vibration energy. Think about it. You know, hey, you're back from work. You should go out and work out. You got a workout schedule. Great. Now it's up to you to make it happen. So it's scheduled. Why wouldn't you do it? The mind starts talking to you. Do I really want to work out? Maybe I should work out later. What am I going to eat first? Maybe I should call that chick back. I don't know. And the more you procrastinate whatever you're supposed to do, the harder it gets. The more you procrastinate whatever you're supposed to do, why? Because it's low vibration energy getting heavier and heavier. And what am I doing? I'm resisting. I'm like, the minute you go into it's low vibration energy. Low vibration energy will bring more what? More low vibration energy, which is more heaviness, more stuckness, more resistance, more putting it off, more. And then it gets down to, then you start moving into, I don't feel like it. Now you got to get into willpower. And for most people, forget it. The willpower is just out the window. Why? Because emotions trump logic every time. Did I say something? Emotions trump logic every time. How many times have you done something and you knew you weren't supposed to do it, but you did it anyway? Or you didn't do something and you knew you were supposed to do it, but you didn't do it anyway? What is that process, guys? That's the internal self-sabotage that we all have. And if you break that down, you'll see what I'm talking about tonight. It's about being aware of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are going on inside you. And if you want to take this work and create a super extraordinary life, you recognize these patterns before they got you by the balls. Before you're thinking about working out for an hour, when you get home from work, and maybe I should. And the more you allow yourself to be in your head and think, the heavier, the more lethargic, the tougher it's going to be. And if it can keep you, remember, low vibration energy's job is to keep you separated from high vibrational energy, so it can create chaos and disruption. What's procrastination? Oh, I should, maybe I should. It's chaos. It's disruption. There's no flow there. There's disjointed, discombobulated energy for the purpose of what? Of wiping you out. So you're going back and forth. All of a sudden, now it's an hour's gone. Now it's time for dinner. I was going to work out and then eat dinner. Maybe I'll have dinner now, and I'll try to get a workout before I go to bed. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. So you have dinner. You have a nice dinner. What happens to you after you eat? You get tired. You get heavy. You want to watch TV, or you want to just vegetate. Do whatever you're doing. Okay, so time to work out again. I should work out 10 o'clock. I should. You see what I'm talking about? What I'm doing is I'm illustrating your internal processes. This is what goes on inside you. Now, when it hits you, if you're not energetically aware, you're going to think you'll entertain it. Like you come home and you got a thought, maybe I shouldn't work. Maybe I should work out later. That's low vibration energy thinking. You got to be right on top of it, because if you don't, that little seed, maybe I should. Do I really want to work out today? I know I'm scheduled to work, but I really do. If you don't nip that thing right there, that little seed expands. Well, maybe not. Let me think about it some more. Maybe I could, but I should. Well, let's see, what time is it? And there it goes. And then it's got you. And that's what happens with every negative decision or every low vibration energy decision that you make. It's a force that comes and grabs you. And you think, wow, I said I was going to do that. And then what happens the next day? You didn't work out. You feel terrible about it. You let yourself down. You made a commitment. And you talked yourself out of it. And now what happens? More low vibration energy. You feel guilty. I should have done that. Why didn't I? You feel ashamed. Shoot, I should have. Then you start beating yourself up and criticizing and judging, and there it is. From that one little seed. So this is what I'm talking about. What you learn here, you guys, can make the difference between having a fabulous life and not, because this process happens to us all on a daily basis. You're either on top of it or you're not on top of it. Most people aren't on top of it. That's why they lead lives, as Shakespeare said, of quiet desperation. If you're on top of it, you're moving. You're in high vibration energy. You're in the flow. You're moving forward. You're on top of it. It was just like this, like my three friends. They're able to spot opportunities and situations that other people can't. As a result, they have more money or more girls or more investments than other people have. So that's the message I want to give you guys. to go to the next level and appreciate now the map that you're getting of the energetic terrain of this world and the tools to do something about it. Okay. See if there's anything else here. Feel like it. Yeah, I think, okay, we've got everything covered. All right. Now, I didn't hear anybody say they were interested in learning the powerful confident energy technique. So I guess I'll just skip it unless I see anybody who wants to learn it, and we'll review. If I don't see anybody interested in that. No, not interested. Huh? Okay, I have some more questions. Just checking you guys out here. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna teach this to you anyway because I know you guys need some more confidence and power. So we have. Remember, I said we live in the world of duality. Well, in the world of duality, we have two energies that are affecting us. We have the earth energy, which we call Mother Earth energy, which has more of a feminine nature. I don't know how they figured that out, but you heard the term Mother Earth energy and the heavenly energies. So, you ever heard the term grounded? It's important to be grounded. Oh, they're grounded. He's a grounded guy. I think they're grounded in that theology, or they're grounded in that stuff. You ever thought, what does that mean to be grounded? Well, for the most part, it seems that they're firm. They're firm, or they're established, and they're solid, right? Well, let's talk about this from an energetic perspective. We are all at the effects of earth energy. The whatever the energy is on the earth, where it affects our body. The weather affects us. The gravitational pull affects us. The planetary energies from coming down from the moon it all affects us energetically wise. That's a fact. Now, can we use this fact to give us energy tools to make us more powerful? Dare I say yes. So I want to teach you about today's method is about being grounded, learning what that means and what that's about, because it's really important. Now, let's go on this topic about earth energy. So the animals are in tune with the earth energy. They understand the laws of the seasons. They understand the warnings of the weather. They understand the cycle of nature and the cycle of energy. Unfortunately, not so much with human beings. But I told an interesting story that I think you guys should know that illustrates the point of what I'm talking about when I'm saying about being grounded. And if you guys remember the tsunami that took place in Thailand back some years ago, and it's a very interesting case. And the earth warns us if we're attuned. It gives us warning. Remember, I'm teaching you all energy gives signs. Whatever the energetic conditions is, whether it's a relationship, whether it's business, whether it's economic conditions, whether it's weather conditions, it gives signs. So people give signs. So the more attuned you are to recognize what these signs are, the more successful and happy you're going to be, because you'll know when to engage and when to disengage. So in Thailand, a few years back, right before, I think it was about 4 days before the tsunami hit, the waters receded about 2 miles out. So on the shores, I think of Phuket Beach, where all the hotels were, the water receded out about 2 miles out into the ocean. So it's kind of weird. People going, wow, look at that. Where'd the ocean go? Went all the way out there. So for the animals in Thailand who were around the beach, they got the message. Tsunami coming, bad weather, bad conditions. Let's beat it and scramble. Let's get up to the highland. Let's get up to higher ground. The human beings, not so much. The people stayed at the hotels, they stayed at the resorts, they stayed in town, just going, isn't that strange? That's what you call energetically unaware. So Mother Earth gave her warning, and then 4 days later, tsunami, wiped out, lives lost, damage, hotels, etc. You guys remember what happened? But all animals were safe. They got the message. So how we can relate this to energetic awareness is there's a power. There's a power of Earth energy. We all know that. The Earth's energy is strong. I don't know if you guys ever felt an earthquake, but I grew up here in the land of earthquakes, and I've been through some big ones. Most of them are small, but I went through 2 big ones. And man, when the Earth's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. Well, what I want to show you today is I want to show you a very important tool on energetic awareness, which is how to ground yourself and utilize and use the power of Earth energy to empower you, to empower your life, your goals, whatever you're doing, your game, etc. Okay, so let me talk about this, and then I'm going to show you how to do it. So when we're engaging in high vibration energy, which is either above us or below us, this energy is here to help us, to guide us, to lead us, to inspire us, whether it's below us or above us. But this energy, as I mentioned, high vibration energy, the difference between high vibration and low vibration energy. Low vibration energy comes looking for us. We wish it didn't, but it does. High vibration energy doesn't come looking for us. We have to look for it, or we have to contact it. We have to communicate it. So let me make a point here. So I walk into a room. It's dark, but there are lights here. Okay, but unless I flip on this light switch, I can't use the light. I can't benefit from the light, even though there are lights all around here. I've got to purposely flick on the switch here, flick on the lights to be able to use that light. Even though it was here all along, waiting for me to use it, I had to take action to do that. So that's what we call invoking. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to connect to Mother Earth energy tonight. And I'm going to have you guys repeat a couple of phrases to invoke that. We're going to say, I invoke Mother Earth energy to me now. I'm deeply rooted and grounded to Mother Earth energy. I bless Mother Earth energy and ask it to bless me. This Earth energy is a living being. This planet that we live on, it's a living being. And it expresses itself in a lot of different ways. Now, I didn't say it was a human being, but it's a being. It's a life form. It's a life intelligence, and it has an energy system all its own. So what we want to do is we want to tap into that energy. We want to be aligned with that energy, Because if we're in line with that energy, it makes all the difference in the world in your day, and it makes all the difference in the world in whatever you do. If you're doing game, if you got to perform, whatever it is, when you're solidly grounded to earth energy, there's a power that you can connect to, that you can harness. And I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. So you're going to hear me say the power of Mother Earth energy. And essentially what I'm going to teaching you is this energy already exists. It's already happening. So it's a matter of, are we going to connect to it and move with it? Or are we going to be opposed to it and work against it? You ever notice the way some people walk or the way some people operate? They just seem to be in sync. This is another thing I want you to notice this week. I want you to, as you watch people, as you're watching for energy, I want you to be able to notice the way people walk, the way people hold their bodies, and just ask yourself, in sync, out of sync, in sync, out of sync. You can see that, even in sports. You see a team, they've got momentum going on. They're scoring baskets. Let's say basketball, they're scoring baskets, and they're just dominating the other team. They're in sync. Other team, dropping passes, missing layups, shooting bricks, for free throws, etc. Out of sync. So I want you to be aware of it. It's so important to be in sync or in alignment. So you'll see people, like, for example, in their bodies. You'll see people who, hi, my name is Bob. Nice to meet you. What does this represent? Tight, constricted, nervous. Okay. That's not in sync. It's out of sync. Versus you have somebody that's talking to you confidently, with a smile. It's energy. You can just feel, hey, this person's in sync. It's easier for you to listen to me like this than like this. Can you imagine if I'm spending the whole course talking like this? Man, wouldn't work. So as you begin to notice energy in people, places, and things, there are things that are in sync, things that are out of sync. So what I want you to do tonight is I want to teach you how to be in sync with planet Earth energy. And this will make a big difference in your day. All right, so let me think how I want to do this. Okay, let me explain it. And then I'll take you through the whole process. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remind you of the formula 5: focus, intention, visualization, experience creates experience. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the invocation. Excuse me. We're going to do the invocation. And then we're going to visualize roots going underneath your feet into the earth, down 10 feet, and then 10 feet wide. Focus, intention, visualization. We're gonna connect and visualize connecting solidly to Mother Earth energy. Remember, energy flows where attention goes. So we put our attention on Earth energy with the intention to bring it up, hold it in the center point, and release it. So we'll be using the energetic breath, which is we're going to inhale for the count of 6. And as we inhale for the count of 6, we're going to start not at the feet, but we're going to start at 10 feet into the ground. We're going to start at the bottom of those roots. And then we're going to inhale through the nose. And you can usually, I recommend your eyes closed, but if you can do it with your eyes open, great. I want you to visualize Earth energy moving up the roots, up to your feet, up to your legs, all the way to your center point, holding it for the count of 3, then exhaling through the mouth, visualizing the energy moving down the legs, the feet, all the way down the roots, down 10 feet. We're going to do that 3 times. Okay. Then, after we're done, we're going to move back up to your center point. And I'm going to have you experience, maybe for the first time, what it means to be truly in alignment with earth energy, so that you can become aware and conscious when you are connected to earth energy. Okay, so before we start, let's go ahead and close your eyes for a minute, and let's just take an inventory. How you doing today? How does it feel to be in your body? Just, you want to be energetically aware, so we're taking a little diagnostic test here, a little energy scan. Does it feel good? Are you stressed? Are you tight? How are you? So give yourself a number on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, you're relaxed and high vibration energy and bliss, happy, joy, and free, versus 10, you're in high anxiety or stress or had a rough day. Just go ahead and give yourself a number where you're at. You always want to know where you're at before you start doing your energy work, so that you can see the difference when we finish. Okay? So that's why, you know, when you start your energy work, when you start to go, well, I'm not feeling good. I'm lethargic, or I'm pissed, or I'm heavy, or I'm in my head thinking. Okay, great. Scale of 1 to 10, where you at? 1 bliss, 10 high stress and anxiety. Probably around a 7 or an 8. Great. Now you know where you're at. So then after we get all through and we take another test, you can see the difference. You can see the difference between where you started and where you ended up with. And it's really important, because I know, guys, you know, the low vibration energy doesn't want you to do this work. You know, those of you guys who haven't been doing your daily work or putting it off, you're getting visits from low vibration energy. So, but that energy is the energy that wants to keep you stuck and stiff and a loser. It's the one that wants to keep you stuck in your comfort zone and never go out. So you got to break that puppy. You got to break it open and go, whoa, taking charge of my life now. I'm moving forward in high vibrational energy. The high vibration energy will lift you up if you call on it and if you use the tools. Okay, if you don't, you can't think about it. You can't be in your head and go, let me think about it. Should I go in a high vibrational energy? Should I do my exercises? Should I try that? And what do you think the low vibration energy is going to say to you? Nah, let's go eat something. Nah, let's go do something else. As long as you're up here, you're in foreign and hostile territory, energetic wise. It's got you. It's like you're walking in ISIS territory. You know, you find yourself in ISIS territory. There's only one thing you do: get out as fast as you can. Same thing when you're in your head. Or else, the longer you're in here and you're aware that you're in here and you don't do anything about it, it's heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier, and it wins. Chalk up another victory for low vibration energy. It's got too many victories over us so far, so we want to put a stop to that. Let me check the energy bar. Any questions on this before we go into it? Great. All right, Mark, new exercises. You want it, you got it. So here we go. Now, let me just take you through. I'm going to take you through the whole thing, and then I'll remind you when we get to the new stuff. Okay. So everybody, close your eyes. Did you give yourself a number? Okay. Now, Are you ready to take back your energy? If that's a yes, repeat after me. I'm taking back my energy now. Do it like you mean it, like you got a pair. Okay, good. Close your eyes. Be aware of the ego mind. Be aware of the influence in your head. Let's get out of our head now. Go down the elevator. Move it down. Move it down. Just like I told you before, move it down all the way. So it gets to the bottom part of your spine, your center point. Okay, lock it in there. Your consciousness is moved from your head down to your center point. It's like the Rams, they move from St. Louis to LA. Okay, new destination. All right, now that we're in our new destination, bottom part of our spine, let's do the PC squeezes to magnify the location. So here we go. We're going to do 7 of them. Ready? Okay, here we go. Squeeze. 1, hold, release. 2, squeeze, hold, release. 3, squeeze, hold, release. 4, squeeze, hold, release. 5, squeeze, hold, release. 6, squeeze, hold, release. 7, squeeze it. Now hold it for the count of 7. 1, 2, 3. Keep squeezing. 4, 5, 6, 7. Release. Take a breath. Exhale. All right, now keep your eyes closed unless you visualize better with them open. And visualize now your center point. And repeat after me. This is my place of power. I'm breathing from here. I'm thinking from here. I'm operating from here. This is my headquarters, right here. Okay, cool. Now, feel the floor underneath your feet. Feel your thighs with your hands completely in your lower body now. At your center point, feeling the floor underneath your feet. Relax your shoulders. And just take a moment to adjust. Fully engaged in your body. Right here, right now. Achieving the place of response able to deal with whatever's happening right here, right now. Good. Now, let's start our energetic breaths. Tune into your center point. Imagine that your nose is there and breathe into the belly now. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fill up the lungs are there. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Shh. Let me hear it. Shh. 4, 5, 6. Good. Get all the air out. Breathe normally. Pause. Just sit in the pause for a moment. All the time in the world. Next breath, tune into your center point. Imagine that your nose is there. You're breathing from down there. Let's go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Breathe normally. Pause. Just hang out in the pause. Next, energetic breath, tune into your center point. Imagine that your nose is there. And breathe. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Breathe into the belly. 4, 5. Breathe into the legs. 6. Fill up the lungs are there. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Last pause. Just notice what it feels like to pause. See if you can just hang out in the pause for a moment. Great. All right, here we go. Number 4 breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Get all the air out. Pause. Now be still. Be aware. Move into the silence. Feel what it's like just to hang out in the silent presence. Good. Next breath, tune into your center point. Imagine that your nose is there. And breathe. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 4, 5, 6. Get all the air out. Breathe normally. Pause. Be still. Be aware. Find the gap between the thoughts. Move out to the stillness. Excellent. And if any thoughts come in or anything that wants to come in to disturb it, just let go of it. Let the clouds, the thoughts come in. It's like the clouds. They come, they leave. We're just concentrating on being still, being aware, being present. Let's do 2 more of these. Here we go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath. Fill up the lungs with air. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Pause. Be still. Be aware. Move out into the silent gap. Feel the silence expand. All right, next breath. Here we go. Center point. Imagine that your nose is there. Feel the floor underneath your feet. Stay grounded. And breathe. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Breathe into the belly. 4, 5. Breathe into the legs. 6. Big breath. Fill up the lungs of air. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. You're doing great. Get all the air out. Breathe normally. Pause. Be still. Be aware. Find the gap between the thoughts. And this will be our last going into the gap before we go on to the next exercise. So just take a minute here. Still be aware and just let go into the high vibration energy. Excellent. All right. Here we go. New grounding exercise. Keep your eyes closed unless you visualize better with them open. Feel the floor underneath your feet. We're starting the grounding process. And the first thing we do is the invocation. So please repeat after me out loud where you are. I invoke Mother Earth energy to me now. I invoke Mother Earth energy to me now. I am deeply rooted and grounded to Mother Earth energy now. I am deeply rooted and grounded to Mother Earth energy now. I bless Mother Earth energy and ask Mother Earth to bless me. I bless Mother Earth energy and I ask her to bless me. I'm sending, don't repeat this, I'm sending positive energy, blessing Mother Earth energy, and I'm asking that energy come back to me. Bless Mother Earth energy and ask Mother Earth to bless me. Even if you don't get it, just say it anyway. That's the invocation. All right, now we're going to do the formula of 5. Focus, intention, visualization. Energy flows where attention goes. So feel the floor underneath your feet. Visualize your roots going underneath your feet down into the earth, 10 feet down, 10 feet wide. And from that place, 10 feet below, we're going to take 3 energetic breaths. And as we breathe, as we inhale, we're going to visualize earth energy moving up the roots to the feet, to the legs, to the center point. We're going to hold it for the count of 3. Then we're going to exhale and let that and visualize that energy moving back down again, legs, feet, all the way back down. Then we're going to pause for a moment just to be in the stillness. We'll do this 3 times. Okay? All right. Here we go. From the place 10 feet below, let's take an energetic breath and visualize that energy coming up as we breathe. Here we go. Inhale. 1, visualize the energy coming up. 2, visualize it coming up the roots. 3, moving into the feet. 4, into the legs. 5, into the center point. 6, holding that energy in the center point for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, exhale. Shh, moving the energy back down the legs, down the feet, down the roots, all the way down 10 feet. 4, 5, 6. All the way down, pause. As you pause, remember, earth energy is physicality, materiality, the ability to adapt and function to the changing rhythms and cycles of Mother Earth energy as they affect our body, as it does every minute of the day. So in other words, to move in sync with earth energy instead of against it. All right, second breath. Here we go from the place 10 feet below. Let's breathe. Inhale. 1, bring it up. 2, 3, visualize this energy coming up. Powerful earth energy into the feet. 4, into the legs. 5, into the center point. 6, holding at the center point for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, exhale. Shh, moving the energy back down now. Back down the legs, the feet. Moving the energy back down the roots. 4, 5, 6. All the way back down now. Pause. Be still. Be aware. Good. Last breath. Here we go. From the place 10 feet below, let's bring up this energy. Let's begin. Inhale. 1, visualize the energy moving up. 2, moving up even more. 3, moving up the roots. 4, into the feet. 5, up the legs. 6, into the center point filled with earth energy. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way back down now. Pause. Still. Good. Now we're going to mark that spot and we're going to allow our energy to slide back up our consciousness, point of consciousness, to slide up through the roots to our feet, to our legs, all the way back up to our center point. Okay, now I want you to visualize carefully what I'm going to tell you. I want you to visualize that groundedness, like a strong sequoia tree, grounded, rooted firmly underneath your feet in Mother Earth energy. This is the ability to take your visions, your goals, and your dreams and manifest them into the physical world. This energy, this Mother Earth energy, is the energy that we live in as human beings on this planet. And when you're aligned with it, with the power, the force of Mother Earth energy, you walk this world with power, with strength, with certainty, knowing that you're in sync with this power, that it has your back, that you're moving in alignment with Earth energy. So just take a moment to feel that alignment. Those roots underneath, that strength, that power. Some of you can feel Mother Earth energy in your feet, in your legs, at your center point. You can feel the strength, the power, presence of Earth energy. Just take a moment here in silence to get in alignment with that. Everybody take an energetic breath. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath. We'll lift the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 4, 5, 6. Feel that strength. Feel that power, that connection to the planet. Excellent. Now, feeling energy, you're feeling subtle energies, but the more energetically attuned in where you are to your own energy, the more you can be more attuned to the different frequencies and different energies that are out there, especially the good ones. So I want you to see, you can feel that strength, that power, walking this earth with certainty. Imagine having the power of the planet backing you up, that you're aligned with that. So from your center point, let's just breathe in that alignment. Here we go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath. Hold at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Excellent. Wow, it's powerful. It's a powerful feeling. Now I want you to take this feeling, this consciousness, this awareness, this energetic connection, and I want you to visualize what you do during the day. Going to work, but going to work with this power. Going to the gym with this power. Going into the clubs, rooted and grounded in your power, in your strength, completely run from your center point. All operations running from your center point. Just connected to earth, ready to rock, ready to do whatever it takes in any given situation, because you're connected to that power, that strength. Feel it, experience it, connect to it. It'll take a minute for you to move into that now. Excellent. Great. Go ahead and stand up. Everybody stand up. Stand up. And I want you to stand and feel that connection to Earth below your feet. Stand like the power of the planet is in full sync with you, that you are deeply grounded and rooted. And you can feel a power pulsating in your center point, ready for action, ready to do whatever you need to do. Backed up with this strength, with this power, with this courage, with absolute certainty that this power of the planet is in full sync with you, that you're moving with Earth energy, that you're in alignment. Just take a moment together. Feel those roots underneath your feet. Let's take an energetic breath together. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big breath, everybody. Hold it for the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 4, 5, 6. Just take another few seconds to just stand tall, stand straight, stand in alignment. Ready, response able to handle whatever comes your way and to win, to be victorious, to get the job done, to handle it. This is your unstoppable self. This is your power source. All you guys who are hearing me and are in this energy, when you're here, you're unstoppable. No matter what you do, you're unstoppable. You're connected. It's like putting a connection. You're just connecting up to this power source. You're just plugging in to this incredible power. Cool. All right, everybody have a seat. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to take on some Roman soldiers. How you guys doing? How does that feel? Give me some feedback. What's it like having your first experience connecting with that power of Mother Earth energy? Sync. Hey, Lewis, sync is spelled S-Y-N-C. Sync, in sync. Okay. Feedback. How you doing? Ready for war, Matt. Braveheart. I don't wish I had a sword, man. Hey! Feeling strong. Good. Cool. Awesome. Great. Great. Yeah. It's powerful, man. Tell you what, having these skills is all the difference between being an energetic master and being a chode. Most guys have no idea how to deal with the forces inside them. There are all these energies available below us and above us that are here to help us, to guide us, to lead us, to give us the edge. And we don't use them. It's a real shame. That's why when I talk about being able to achieve your full potential self, the you that you were created to be, the you that's unstoppable, the you that could be, to think, what could I be if I knew I couldn't fail? What would I achieve in my life? What would I choose to be? What would I choose to have? What would I choose to do if I knew I couldn't fail? If I knew I was unstoppable? See, that takes away the ego minds. Now you can think, well, what would you do? Who would you be? How about just having a great life without fear, with turning your fear into strength, into confidence, chucking your low vibration energy and moving into high vibrational energy. This is the work. Okay, and this is what we're building week by week. A strong platform for you to learn energy tools and exercises to put you in high vibrational energy. to get you strong, to move you in your full potential. So, man, when you're grounded, when you're out of your head into your center point, you do your breaths and you're grounded, you're unstoppable. So whenever you need that, whether it's in the business, like the boardroom, or in the bedroom, or at the clubs, or whatever, when you're grounded, you're connected to your full self. And we're all earth beings, and when we're connected to our roots, what makes a tall tree? Strong roots, man. That thing's grounded. If you have a little plant with the roots that are small, the slightest wind is going to kill it. So what we're doing is we're building we want to stand tall in so many different ways. And to do that, we've got to be firmly rooted and grounded. It's just like a house. You got to build a foundation. That house, the first thing they do when they start building a house is what? They start working on their foundation. They start working on the roots. Before they start climbing up, they work on the roots, because the strength of the house is the strength of the foundation. And your strength, the strength of your energy awareness, is based on how deeply you're rooted and the ability to make Mother Earth your friend. She's a living being. She's a life force, and you want to connect to that, because all life forces have consciousness. You know that? All life forces have consciousness. Now, I saw something really cool. I'm going to leave you with this story. Let me answer a couple of questions. Anybody got any questions on that last process before I wrap up? Okay, when your consciousness fluctuates back from center point to head, use the elevator to just observe the thoughts. If you notice you're starting to move in your head, immediately transfer to your center point. Immediately. And then, do your PC squeezes. Can't be in your head when you're doing your PC squeezes, guys. Impossible. And then once you're done, start the breath. If the breath is moving, that starts moving your energy out of low vibration energy. But you've got to be out of here. You got to be out of your head here, or else it's just too strong. So this is moving it out, moving it to your center point, moving it with the breath. What if I'm at the second floor? Well, use the emergency button and get down to the basement. Okay, if we are off the ground in a building, do we imagine it was going all the way to the structure of the ground? Yes, yes. Earth energy moves up, hundreds of feet up in the air. You can feel it. Once you're in Earth orbit, when the astronauts come down, once they the back into the Earth rotate, they can feel the magnetic pull of planet Earth. So it works even if you're in a skyscraper. All right, Tyson went from 6 to a 3. Awesome. Good work. Feeling strong. Yeah, isn't that a great feeling? Feeling strong. Okay. What should I do after my meal during that 1 hour waiting to keep myself from low vibration energy? I'd read. I'd read a book. I'd read something that puts me in high vibrational energy. Eckhart Tolle's, his books are great. There's a great book I'd recommend, if I haven't told you guys, called The Untethered Soul. Yeah, The Untethered Soul. I think I went over that, by Michael Singer. Great book. What I wouldn't recommend you do is something that's going to take you out of your work, like you go watch TV, or you do video games, or look at porn or stuff. All that stuff's it's low vibration energy and take you out. In fact, what I would do is I would set an alarm on your phone 1 hour after you get through eating. So you remind yourself. Alarms are great to remind you to do your work. If you do it on a regular time, put your alarm on your phone so that it reminds you to do this. You know, you could do. I recommend that you do these exercises 3 or more times a day, and have the times a day when you do. If you do it on when you wake up, great. Put it there. If you do it on your break, great. Put it there. If you do it at lunchtime, do it there. If you do it when you come home from work, great. Put it there. If you do it before you go to sleep, put it there. Let that phone ring. Let those alarms go off all the time to remind you. Any kind of external reminder that you can get is terrific. And if any of you guys know each other here, then stay in contact with them. Keep doing the work together. Okay. See any more questions here before we close it up? Okay. Is there a mutual energy? Okay, I already went through that. Okay, I don't see any new questions, guys. Are you good to go? I just taught you one of the most powerful energy methods available today. They will absolutely change your life in every aspect using this power. It's a force. This planet Earth force is even bigger than the biggest electrical plant there is. And I want you guys to use that. Okay. After last week's class, I did not masturbate for 5 days. When I had sex, I ejaculated in 3 minutes. Okay. How do you overcome that? Let me think here. There's a lot of ways to do that. First of all, if you didn't masturbate for 5 days, and so your first time when you're having sex, you're going to have an awesome orgasm. So first of all, prepare yourself. When you do your energy work, there's a question here about doing that. I also, Shanaka, work on your PC squeezes. I recommend that you do at least 20 a day, slowly, because that helps you be able to pull back when you get to the brink. Remember, you guys, man, this is a whole nother class. You asked me at the end, but when you're having sex, it's talk about energy work, man. That's about the biggest example of energy work there is, because it's ebbing and flowing, ebbing and flowing, ebbing and flowing. You want to keep it going. Now, there's going to be times, when you're doing it, okay, you're getting pretty close to the point of no return. You've got to recognize that you're getting there, okay, and then either slow it down, start your breathing. Remind me to do that. I'll talk about it on the next class because that's going to take a little bit more time than we have left. So anyway, answer for tonight is work on your PCs and expect, when you haven't had sex for a while, and if you have a hot girlfriend, your first orgasm is going to be pretty quick and pretty explosive. So I hope you enjoy that, and then hopefully you're ready for round 2. After you pleasure her, make her come a couple times. Okay. How do I use energy to break through social role? For example, I'm a confident guy outside of school, but I went in school because I've been a shy guy in school. I find it hard to be confident in school anymore. How do I be using the energy work? Okay, so Lewis, use what you learned tonight before you go to school, and then stay energetically aware when you're in school, because see, all the years that you've been going to school, that you felt inadequate or you felt shy or felt fearful. When somebody says they're shy, that's just a flip word for fear. So Whatever you've been fearing about, guess where you're getting it fed from? You're getting it fed from your low vibration energy up here. Don't go to school until you've done your energetic program. You're out of your head. You're into your center point. You're able to move into the pause. Again, I want to say, you guys, moving into the pause is so important. You got to learn how to be able to hang out in silence, because as you do, that's going to expand your high vibrational energy. So use this when you go to school, Lewis, and then tell me how you do it. Tell me how you do next week. Bach, I will talk about level 2 class here in a second. I just want to answer any last minute questions. Is there mutual energy that's not really high or low vibration energy, or is every energy we meet is either sinister or very good? Well, well, you know what? You're either feeling open, free, happy, joyous, response able, you got love in your heart, you're response able, you're right here and you're right now, and you want to be of service, and you feel in your truth and fully present, or you don't. So if I don't feel present, if I'm in my head thinking about the past, and if I'm not open, if I'm closed, and if I don't have a loving heart, if I'm thinking about some SOB who ripped me off once upon a time, and I want to get revenge on that son of a gun, then I'm not in a high vibration energy. I'm in low. So it's easy to make the distinction on both extremes. You know, when I'm happy, joyous, after you just, had sex with your girlfriend, man, and you're freaking feeling a million miles, or after you just did the grounding exercise, and you're in your strength, you want to go out and conquer the world. Cool. Versus low vibration energy extreme, that you're depressed or anxious or suicidal, God forbid, or any of that stuff. The real message of the work is to be able to notice the subtleties. And Pac, that's what we do in level 2. What we do is we take this work and we start moving up in high vibrational energy and start identifying where our main pockets of low vibration energy are. See, in level 2 work, now that we have the framework for being able to get our bodies in alignment, you'll get the last piece on getting your body in alignment next week. You'll have the complete program to be energetically aware, and you have the energetic platform on how to use it. Now that we have it, we want to start using that to start moving towards energetic freedom, which is identifying our low vibration energy, our specific issues, or the energy that we're dealing with, and start moving that out. I'm going to do a complete workshop on that. Actually, I'm going to start a new level 2 class June 7th, and I'm doing a webinar. I'm working on doing a webinar on that. So let me keep you guys abreast on what's going on with that. So level 2 is basically a continuation of the skills, and now that you've built it, now let's get on the vehicle and start moving out that low vibration energy and connecting to more high vibrational energy, and then I can start giving you some more advanced lessons on how this all works. But I need to create the framework first, so that's what we've been doing. Okay, mutual energy that is not, okay, I already talked about that. Okay, if we are off guard in a building, okay, I think that covers it. Can Mikhail get us info on the continuing classes? Yes, he will, and we will stay in touch with you. I'll be talking about it a little bit more next week, the level 2 class. And by the way, you guys on the premium program, you can start to contact me now. So I'm going to start doing sessions beginning this week. So you can either contact me now if you got a burning question, or you can wait until after next week when we finish the whole program. So you have all the parts, and then I can work with you now. So I'll be taking I'll be doing the private sessions here for the next after we finish for the next 3 weeks. So your choice if you want to schedule a premium session with me. You guys are in the premium program, then you can just email me at energytitan@gmail.com. energytitan@gmail.com, and just let me know that you want to do that, and we'll start to schedule them. Okay, Rasmus, thank you for the love. At some point we're going to do the sessions. Yeah. Okay. About the full program, no. At some point we're gonna look at past events, brain subconscious. Any tips on how to start zoning in or what you focus on? Yeah, Mark, I would keep a journal and start thinking about that. And just kind of be thinking about your past and notice if there's just notice the stuff that's still on your mind. Stuff from high school, stuff from your childhood, stuff from your young adulthood. Just keep an eye on that, and just allow just when you go into your meditation, just kind of contact your subconscious and say it's okay to start to allow this stuff to come up. And I'll talk more. If you remind me, I'll talk more about that on our next session. Going to be a power-packed content. Okay, I'll answer a couple more questions, and then got to sign off with my last story here. Okay, one more. How do I use energy break to the social role? Okay, I think I answered that question. Level 2. Okay. All right, great. Glad you guys are getting it and loving it. So the last thing I want to tell you is all consciousness communicates. Everything that's all life forms are conscious and can communicate. And there was a great story about a guy here in Southern California who was a beekeeper, and he was kind of like a bee whisperer. He had great love for the bees, and I think he was a beekeeper for 30 years. And he had a farm or ranch, I think, up in Ojai, north of here, and he would talk to the bees, and he would provide water for the bees, and he just loved bees. It's a guy who just loved bees and took care of his bees, and I think was in the honey business or something, and had this extraordinary relationship. At any rate, he got old and passed away, and I think it was last year. And this ranch that he was on, they decided to do. They thought it would be fitting to do a service on that ranch. And during the service, I kid you not, a whole horde of bees came over to the service, kept their distance, but it was like a whole swarm of bees came over, and during the service they kept their distance. But somebody who was there remarked, these bees were there and it was like they were attending the service. And the bees stayed, and when the service was over, the bees left after they got through paying their respects. And to everybody who was in the bee business, they'd never seen anything like it before or anything like that since. So that, talk about high vibration energy. Even the animals know. There's consciousness in every living thing, and all things communicate. So when you're aware of that, hopefully it heightens your ability to connect with all high vibration energy beings, and to be a high vibration energy yourself, to to put out love and respect and kindness and gratitude and compassion for all beings, because it all comes back to you. And if you're a beekeeper, the bees will come to your funeral. All right, you guys, it's been great. It's coming up to the top of the hour, and we went long, but you guys got plenty of content. Use it. Next week's going to be our 6th and last class, and I'll have plenty of content for you there too. So keep doing your energy program. It's not work; it's a program. Every time you do it, you get closer to the full potential soul and guy that you were meant to be, to live in your full potential life, and that's the goal. All right. So until next week, you guys, stay in high vibration energy. Keep doing your program, and I'll see you next week. All the best. Bye for now.